Hi everyone, Bernard here. Welcome to the Citizen channel. I have a big match preview today as we have a look at the game at Anfield on Sunday the 7th of February with a 4:30 PM kickoff. I think we've got Sky Sports, I think it's on Sunday. Some of our usual features today, including a look at Liverpool, see how they're doing or how they have done or what's going on with them. The history boys, a look back at a couple of meetings and what we've done in history against them. Not very impressive, unfortunately. The odds on the game, of course, just for fun bets. Please, if you're new to this channel, please push that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 700 by the end of February. We're well on the way to that, and obviously I'm hopefully, fingers crossed, if we can get up to that magical 1,000 figure by the end of the football season, end of May, something like that, that'd be absolutely fantastic. So please, if you're not already subbed, please do so. Tell your City supporting friends about this channel as well. I try to entertain and inform with City Pass, City Presents, quizzes, magazine, vlogs, lots of different things on City, so please check the playlist if you can. And you'll also notice some film and TV stuff as well. I do little reviews and TV drama reviews, information vlogs on there. So if that's anything, something you might fancy, just have a look at that as well. All the links are below. Or if you know someone who might be interested in that, if you're not interested yourself, that'd be fantastic. And get them to have a watch, and hopefully they can sub as well and enjoy. And there's a couple of links on screen for Facebook and Twitter. So if you follow or friend me on there, I do check every 2 or 3 days and follow and friend everyone back on there. Please, all comments. I'm getting lots more comments now. As my subscribers grow, obviously there's a lot more comments. Certainly on the history vlogs, people coming up with their own memories, which is fantastic, and it's great to read and hear about. And of course, even on these modern ones, obviously team selections, views on games, etc. So please leave your comments. If you don't have time to leave a comment when you watch this, just please give us a thumbs up. It's nice to get views, but it's lovely to get thumbs ups as well. I mean, they're increasing as well as views increase. But yeah, just takes a split second, doesn't it? Right, here we go. What have we got here now? The history boys. Here we go. Let's have a look at the history boys. Well, the last time, we're not looking at the Etihad one, of course. We'll look at the last trip to Anfield we made. A crowd was there, wasn't it? Unfortunately, yeah, I think it was 10th of November 2019. We still have crowds then. Obviously, you forget now, don't you? Seems to be that long ago. Yeah, 3-1 loss. A very disappointing display that day. Not helped, of course, by absolutely awful officiating at key moments in the game. And like the fans, obviously we were angry about it. Guardiola was also fuming at the final whistle, and appeared. So I think he got fined, didn't he? Did he appear to thank referee Michael Oliver a little bit exuberantly, very sarcastically, very tongue-in-cheek before leaving the pitch? Yeah, I wonder who'll be reffing this one. Yeah, I don't need to say too much, do I? Typical. There you go. But that's how it goes, isn't it? Yeah, we had Bravo, of course. Well, better known as the Chilean hologram. Bit mean, but there you go. We had Bravo deputising for an injured Edison that day. I'm not going to say it was his fault, the goals, but it was just one of those days, wasn't it? We were 2-0 down after 13 minutes. It looked as though it could have been a cricket score at one stage. We never really recovered by the time Bernardo actually got us a 78th minute goal to make it 3-1. We're already 3-0 down by then. It probably should have been a little bit more, but say things didn't quite fall right for us as far as officiating was concerned and what was going on. But hey, that water under the bridge, isn't it? I mean, that put us 9 points behind Liverpool at the time after 12 games, and let's face it, that gap just widened, didn't it? Unfortunately, it actually dropped us on the day down to 4th place. So been a lot lower than that this season, haven't we? Yeah, overall, yeah, I mean, if you think trips to Liverpool, we've played 84, won 13, absolutely pathetic. Drawn 19, okay, lost 52, that's shocking. It must be I've not looked into it too much, but it must be our worst record, surely, away from home. I mean, Old Trafford, don't forget, having said that, Old Trafford used to be pretty bad, didn't it? But we've sort of started to turn that round over recent years, which is pretty good. We scored 102 goals at Liverpool and had 175 put in. Not a total disaster, I suppose. Our biggest wins back in 29-30, no, I wasn't there, please, don't start. 1929-30, the 26th of October 1929, when three guys all got 2 goals each. Tate, Johnson and Brook all scored twice in a 6-1 win at Anfield. Hey, we'd kill for that, wouldn't we? Biggest defeats, well, just check my horrible history vlog. I did that a couple of months ago, but obviously without knowing this was going to be here and then or whenever. But of course, it was a 6-0 defeat on the 28th of October 1995, a humiliation after being hammered 4 days before as well in a cup in the League Cup. So yeah, check out my horrible histories for more on that. But that was disgusting. I mean, it was awful. Mr. Ball was in charge. He enjoyed it apparently, but hey, there you go. There's more on that in the vlog if you want to watch that. As I say, I try and these horrible histories. I don't try to be too depressed with it. I try and add a bit of light entertainment to it as well. Yeah, the headlines from that devastating defeat, just to give you an example: Blues left crying for mercy, as in MERSEY, but we know what they're trying to say. Franny's torture, yeah, Franny Lee was in charge then. It's so ugly for City chief. There you go. Liverpool ease irresistibly past lacklustre City. And the best of the lot, I did mention him before, didn't I, Mr. Ball? The best headline: Ball admits he enjoys a thrashing. Well, perhaps he wasn't on about football. I'm not too sure with that one. But of course, that result on that day left us bottom of the table. Played 11 with just 2 points. There you go. That's how bad and pathetic things were. But there's no need to worry, was there? Because Bawley would go on, of course, to win the Manager of the Month the following month for November. So, hey, that's another vlog as well. Check that one out. But, hey, there you go. Yeah, my earliest programme that I've got in my collection, I didn't go to the game. I was going to the games in this year, 10th of August 1968, which is that one hiding there. It'll be on the screen anyway. First game of the season after we'd obviously won the title the season before. I've just been doing a Manchester City history covering this season. That'll be out in a few weeks' time. But yeah, we went to Anfield as reigning champions. But yes, we got beat again in front of 51,236. Yeah, Neil Young got our goal. I mean, the team that day, just for your information: Mulhern, Connor, Pardo, Doyle, Heslop, Oakes, Lee, Bell, Summerby, Owen and Young, with Tony Coleman as a substitute. Liverpool's team: Tommy Lawrence, one of my little heroes when I was a kid till Joe Corrigan came along. Tommy Lawrence, the flying pig, he was in goal. Lawler, Wall, Smith, Yates, Hughes, Callaghan, Hunt, Graham, St John and Thompson. Some great names there for guys my age anyway. And the sub was Haitley. Yeah, Peter Gardner wrote for the Manchester Evening News after that defeat, the first game of the season as champions. He wrote, no excuses, the champions were cut down to size and beaten by the better side on the opening day. Yet there was no disgrace in this defeat for City. Not many other sides are going to succeed where they failed at Anfield against this powerful Liverpool team. City paid the penalty of handing Liverpool an equalising goal, and from that point the Blues are almost run ragged. A 2-1 score was a fair reflection, although City maintained, this is interesting, City maintained that the fantastic free kick by Francis Lee in fact hit the stanchion at the back of the net and not the crossbar. Oh, dear me, I've been fiddled at Liverpool. I've never heard the like. I'd love to sit. I can't see any replays on YouTube or anything like that. If you were there that day, let me know. Was Mr. Gardner correct in that? That it actually did hit the back stanchion and not the crossbar. But there you go. That's typical City, isn't it? Typical City's luck against teams like Liverpool as well, perhaps. Yeah, I first visited Anfield for a 4th round FA Cup game back in 1972-73, a 0-0 draw. But I did go for the league game, which is up there as well, in the back there and on screen. On April the 16th, 1974, but it wasn't great. All I remember a lot of away games in the 70s, we got beat mostly, which was a bit depressing, but a 4-0 defeat, of course, with that season. That's the same season we, of course, lost the League Cup final at Wembley. That was very disappointing to Wolverhampton Wanderers. And Liverpool would lose their league, so they'd won the league title the season before, would lose out to Leeds, but they did actually go on and beat Newcastle in the FA Cup that season, so at least they got something out of it. How are they doing? Well, we know, don't we? A bit of a wobble recently, haven't they, with the home draws, and then a defeat to Burnley and a defeat to Brighton. Who'd have thunk it, eh? A defeat to Brighton. You know, but how we'd kill for a draw, never mind a victory. But yeah, I mean, with that sort of form, our thoughts to turn into a win. Mine thoughts to turn into a win. I must admit, I have sort of flip-flopped on my score predictions over the last few days. I mean, the forward line's always key, isn't it? Then they'll have a quite strong-looking midfield and attack from what I can see. A bit more of that in a moment. But obviously, it's up front where they're they're good anyway, aren't they? They're going to really test our competence at the back now, aren't we? I think we pretty much know what our back four is going to be based on that Burnley game. But yeah, they have just started to, you know, apart from that Brighton game, they looked as though they were firing again. They're certainly scoring goals. So I've not watched highlights of that Brighton game. I don't know how they did in front of goal, but yeah, but it's still a no easy task, is it? I mean, Klopp's always already coming out with excuses about City having 2 weeks off because of COVID and all this sort of thing. I don't think Pep was very impressed. So they do lie third at the moment, 7 points behind City, but they played a game more, of course. So if we can get a result there, we can get a victory there. They're 10 points behind us and we've got a game in hand. That'll knock them out of the title race, won't it? It's only those across the road to worry about. They're without Van Dijk, Gomez, Matip, Keita and Jota, although I've seen Jota down in the anytime goal scoring, but I believe he's not playing in this one. Fabinho and Mane have also missed the last couple of games, but both I think will return for this game. Alisson was of course off for illness, presumably it was only a temporary thing. He will be back for that, and it's highly unlikely Klopp will throw either Ben Davies or Ozan Kabak into the starting lineup for such a hard fixture, to be honest with you. It's possible, of course, but I don't think he will. I think he'll tried and trusted with this one. Fabinho, he should recover in time as well. I think it'll be him alongside Nat Phillips in central defence, and of course that allows Jordan Henderson to move back into midfield, and obviously a trio with Thiago and Wijnaldum obviously in midfield, which I think is not too bad for Liverpool. And up front, of course, it's surely Salah, Firmino and Mane up front. But we'll see. But that's probably what we're going to get, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, my little thoughts. I mean, there has to be a time when we go to Anfield, of course, and get a win. And there's no crowd in there, is there? If we don't get a win now, I'm not sure we'll ever get a win. Certainly not in my lifetime. Anyway, if we don't get at least a good result, all right, I sort of will accept a draw. But I mean, let's go and win this. It depends on Pep's confidence as well, doesn't it? Let's be honest about it. I mean, Liverpool are wounded though. Don't forget they are wounded now. You can't envisage after Anfield being such a fortress that, you know, after all those games that they're going to lose 3 on the trot, and that's what it'll be if we beat them. That'll be 3 losses at Anfield on the bounce. So I don't think Klopp will allow the players, and I think the players will be wound up. Will they be good enough? That's the thing. I mean, any team can be wound up. It's whether they got the quality, and we know they do. If they can, obviously, if they make it a goal-scoring fest, then, you know, they've got every chance whatsoever, haven't they, even against our great defence. We are the best performing team at the moment. We are consistent at the moment, which is really good. I mean, would a 0-0 be acceptable as it was a couple of seasons ago? Possibly, but, you know, let's beat the buggers. Let's get them beaten, eh? Let's get them beaten. That takes me on to my team. What about my team? Well, I think he did a little trial run for this, didn't he, against Burnley? So I think the back's going to be Ederson, Cancelo, Diaz, Stones and Laporte. I can't see anything beyond that, can you? And why not? Is he going to play? I think he's going to play Fernandinho and Gundogan. I think they'll both of those. And Rodri, I think that he's going to play. So I think Ferner and Rodri are going to be there, obviously. Allows Gundogan a bit more of a roving role, doesn't it? And I want to see Foden in there. I want to see Foden back in with Bernardo and Jesus. That's my ideal 11. Obviously, putting Laporte in again was a dress rehearsal at Burnley, wasn't it, for that back four? So that's fairly nailed on, would you think? You got Rodri and Ferner helping protect that defence, but I wouldn't mind Walker's pace, but you lose Cancelo's strengths then, don't you, going forward? But would he be more defensive think? If he's more defensive thinking, he'll put Walker in there, won't he, I think? Gundogan, of course, to play this freer role up front with perhaps Foden feeding Torres and Jesus as well. Yeah, all flexible up front. They can switch around and mess about. Will Mahrez play? That's the thing. Will Mahrez he seems to sort of go to Mahrez at Anfield, doesn't he? But I don't want to say. I want that pace. I want that youth as well. So I want Foden and I want Torres in there. And be interesting to see how Torres does it. But this will be interesting to see how Gundogan does as well. He's been playing well, hasn't he? It'd be great to see against a good team whether he can pull the strings for us like he has been doing against sort of apparent weaker teams, obviously. So I think it'll be an interesting game, to say the least. Let me know what you think anyway. As I said, I think score prediction I'll give you in a moment, but I think it all depends. As long as people saying it, don't Pep, please don't overthink it. Don't overthink the game. But he must have watched those last couple of games at Anfield. He must have watched the Brighton game. He must have watched the Burnley game where they got beat before that, and he must see weaknesses there. But I think say it won't. It's too easy to underestimate Liverpool. I think because they're on a little bit of a mixed run, aren't they? They've been playing well away. They've won the last 2 away games 3-1. They've done okay away from home. There's certainly no reason why they can't put that into practice at home as well. And we've got to be up for it, haven't we? We've got to be up for it from the off. We can't afford to go 1, 2, 3 goals down within 10, 20 minutes, which usually happens at Anfield. And as I said, they haven't got the crowd. They haven't got the wonderful cop behind them, have they? So hey, we must have a chance surely. Match officials, yeah, as I said before, referee Michael Oliver. Yeah, I'm not sure he'll turn up in that kit though. I got him on that image, so I think he might wear his neutral kit. I think I think that's what he wears that underneath it. I think assistants Lionels, Stuart Burt and Simon Bennett. Fourth official Chris Kavanagh, and VAR Paul Tierney, with assistant Constantine at Zadikas. Oh, he's a busy lad. He must have earned a fortune at Zadikas. He's always doing City games. I don't know why. He's always seems to be there. Yeah. Before the Brighton game, I was really thinking 1-1, but all my confidence has come oozing back now. So I'm gonna go for 2-1 to City, but I won't be surprised if it's another 0-0 bore or a 1-1 draw or someone gets hammered. I mean, it could be anything, couldn't it? Let's be honest about it. Yeah, so I'll go 2-1. I'll be bold. I'll go 2-1 for City. Right, the odds, please. I don't condone gambling. This is just for an interest for me. I just have literally pennies on this. I don't put much on it at all. It's just for a bit of fun, just to let you know what's out there and let me know if you're having a little flutter on it. But please, I never condone gambling. And when the fun stops, stop and only ever bet what you can afford. A little profit last time. Thankfully, I stopped the rot after a couple of bad weeks, a couple of bad games. Yeah, of course, I had 2-0 at 11-2. I also had 3-0, but I had 2-0 at 11-2. But I did lose on the other bet. So a little 1.5 point profit on the day. So at least it stopped the rot. Odds for the Premier League now. Yeah, I mean, you can... I won't tell you that I sort of laid City to win the league the other day because I thought, well, if we lose the league, at least I'll get a few quid back. Because I did. I just did it again. It's my head ruling my heart. That one. I just wanted to make a bit of money if it all falls to pot. So I managed to get some good odds on that. Just it won't help because I've done it before. I don't know why I do it. I mean, I've done it on derby games many times over the years when we were rubbish. I've always sort of bet against City with my head just to earn a few quid, but it doesn't soften the blow. I just hate getting beaten. I'll hate losing the league this year because it looks as though we might go on and win it now. Because we're 1-6 on City now. United are 10-1 best price, and Liverpool 12-1. So I tell you what, if we win this, we'll be 1-10, won't we? 1-12. It'll all be over surely if we win this. I mean, the Betfred will pay out, won't he? Unless he's paid out already. I'm not too sure. Managers to go, Klopp's 50-1. Pep, he was 80-1 last week. He's gone to 100-1. I mean, he's untouchable at the moment, Pep. I mean, obviously, that can all change, as we know. The match odds, interesting. You get odds against on City. That's not bad at all, is it? 21-20. You don't often see that. But that just shows how the bookies appreciate that we've not got a great record at Anfield. So I think that's been built into that. Liverpool are 9-4 to win the game, and the draw is 11-4, which I nearly plumped for, but I did something similar later on. Both teams to score 8-13, yes. No, 6-4. I mean, I think the 6-4 is a good price. I mean, there's a chance one of the teams won't score. I don't think that's too bad. On to the correct score, my first couple of bets. City to win 2-1, which I've said is 9-1, so I've had a point on that. If you fancy Liverpool to win 2-1, that's 12-1. Interesting. A 0-0 draw, which it was a couple of seasons ago, that's 12-1. But I've also gone a 1-1 draw as well. As I say, that was my first thought, and you should never go back on your first thoughts, as I always say, don't you? So 1-1 was 13-2, so I've had a point on that as well. If you fancy the 2-all draw, that's 14-1. 1-0 to City is 1-0 to City is 10-1, 1-0 to Liverpool is 12-1, 3-1 to City, which is a safe score, isn't it? That's always potential, is 16-1, and 3-1 to Liverpool is 25-1. Half time, full time, City's 5-2, that's not bad. A draw and City's 9-2, that's not bad. A draw and a draw is 5-1. So I've got a point on that. I've covered that little option. I know I'm being all negative, a draw and a draw. So I've gone 0-0, 1-1, 2-2, whatever it could be. So again, a little bit of negativity. So, you know, we're playing Liverpool at Anfield. I'm bound to be a little bit negative. I'll say, hey, I did say we'd win 2-1, but there you go. A draw in Liverpool to win is 7-1, but I won't touch that with a barge pole. Anytime goal scorers are interesting. Obviously, Salah's the favourite at 6-4, and it is a bit of a worry who would be scoring for City. We know we can score, but where's it going to come from? Jesus is 2-1, Mane's 13-5, Foden's 9-4. That's not a bad price. Gundogan's 11-4. That's not a bad price if you fancy. Don't forget, this is any-time goal scorer, not first goal scorer. And Torres is 14-5, so nearly 3-1. So if you fancied a little flutter on one of those, they're not bad prices. Well, I think my last bet of the day is on the second lot of bet. So the third bet after the other two on the score is under or over market. I think over 2.5 goals. I've gone for 2 points at 8-11. That's not. I don't think that's a bad price. As I say, it's probably 0-0 or 1-1 or something. But I think, you know, it could be 2-1 for someone. Don't matter which way around. 8-11 is not a bad price. So I've got a couple of points on that. If you fancied over 3.5 goals, that's 7-4. And again, I don't know why, I've gone back onto the corners market. So I've gone under 10.5. I'm thinking it'll be a little bit cagey. I don't think it will be gungo. So I think it'll be more like the 0-0 game. I might be proven wrong, and I hope I am, because as far as City are concerned, and we demolished them. But I've gone under 10.5 corners, so 10 corners or less, 4-6. So that's 2 points. If you've wanted over 10.5 corners, you think it's going to be an end-to-end battle with loads of corners, then it's 11-10 like it was sort of last season. I think there's 17-18 corners last season in the 3-1 game. So there you go. Anyway, let me know what you're doing. That's my little bets, and as I say, only bet for fun, and please never bet more than you can afford. And finally, yeah, We're Not Really Here, if you're into that, on the City channel this week. The special guests on We're Not Really Here are Richard Dunn and Nedum Onua, if that's how you pronounce it. I never know how you pronounce that. Nedum Onua, that sounds good. So they're the guests on We're Not Really Here. So there you go. What do you think? Give us your predictions underneath. Give us your teams, or let me know what you think if they're much different to what I've said. Of course, I'll be back, of course, with a happy review of the game on Monday the 8th of February, with analysis, stats and player ratings, of course, and seeing Mr. Bukowski's is generous this week. Hopefully it is, because it means we've done well, so hopefully it will be. And please, as I said, check out that horrible history. October 1995, 2 trips to Anfield in 4 days. I mean, it's our worst nightmare. It did turn into our worst nightmare if you managed to get to both of them. How depressing that was. But please check that out on the horrible histories. And as I said, that was the week that was due out. As you're watching this, it should be available a few hours later. So that's available from this Saturday afternoon anyway, if you're watching this on the Saturday, hopefully before the game on the Sunday. So that was the week that was on the Sheffield United and Burnley games. So 21 questions, and see how you can do. I mean, 23 points up for grabs. See how many you get out of that. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. Whatever you're going to do this day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your family. More importantly, let's all look after each other. Until we meet again here on the Citizen channel, or perhaps you flit across to have a look at my film and TV channel, see what I'm waffling on about over there. Wherever it is, all I ever say and all I ever ask is please stay safe, Blues. Thanks for watching. Come on, City, we can do it. See you later. Bye-bye.